Okay, so no intro for this video really because I don't even have a script written for this. I kind of just um preforming this to see how it goes. Um, so yeah, hopefully it doesn't sound terrible, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, so new zombies vs humans update. Um, awesome, but it is mostly the emote update. I mean, it kind of says right here, but apart from that, they did actually add a couple new things, which I'll go over kind of quickly. The update is pretty small apart from the emotes and new items and new zombie. Obviously, that's like the biggest thing in this update, I suppose, ignoring the emotes. But yeah, so let's start from the beginning. So new zombie is a archer. Um, Very simple. It's literally just like if you were able to use a bow as a zombie from the humans team. Doesn't do much apart from like just long range support, and it's good for harassing. It does have a second ability, I suppose, kind of baked into it, where when you charge up the arrow long enough, it will become like this spectral arrow. You can see down here when the bar fills up all the way. When that's full, any enemy you hit with it will be marked green for a bit. It's like being hit with the spectral arrow in Minecraft. It does exactly the same thing. Apart from that, it's uh, actually just the same health for the most part as a Cannoneer. They both have 80. It just has better walk speed, and it actually has the best jump height of all the zombies in the game. 55 compared to the typical 50 that all of them have, although its walk speed isn't any better, so there's that. It's also very frail, like I said, so be careful when going close combat. You can throw your bow, and it does actually deal 20 damage, which isn't horrible, but you're only really throwing that if you run out of arrows or as a last-ditch effort move. So apart from that, Archer's pretty good, I think. It does require skill to land the headshots, and they do hit pretty hard if you do land them, but unless you have good team support, then honestly it just feels like a throw pick because it doesn't do much on its own. Because if you have other good zombies on your team, such as gladiators, cannoneers, or even just other zombies that inflict a ragdoll, you can get good arrow shots off on them while they're ragdolled and they can't fight back. I will say the marking is kind of pointless because 99% of the time, unless you're playing with a friend, they're not going to notice it. And at that point, it's basically just like a green highlight compared to the white one. But I do think it's a good zombie. It's not that bad, and it does cost some ticks. I will put that on screen. Okay, next part of the update was the grappling gun. This one's really self-explanatory. You point at a place, you click and shoot, and it drags you there. That's literally all it does. It's basically just an escape tool. It is about 325 in the shop, I think. I'll put that on the screen if for some reason you can't read that, but it's alright for its price. It does break after one round, so for an investment like that compared to the shield, which is much cheaper, and it gives you very good survivability. It is a big investment, but like I said, it's very much just an escape tool, and it can work very well, but you do ragdoll while shooting it, so you're pretty vulnerable. It also states that if you are heavier while doing it, it'll take longer to reel in, so for example, if you're wearing gold or obsidian armor, or you have just, any of the heavy armors or heavy weapons, you will reel in slower. Unfortunately, but it is, I think, a big balancing factor because if you're able to reel in just as fast, no matter the armor, I think everyone would be running like gold armor at this point. Apart from that, it's okay, I guess. I haven't used it myself. I literally don't have any footage of me using it, but I don't know. It's alright, I think. It's not bad. Well, that's all the new stuff. I'm not even gonna really touch on the emotes too hard because you can just see those in game for yourself. They have a preview and they all cost ticks to buy, so if you have a bunch of ticks you don't know what to spend it on that. Yeah, that and the new zombie, but whatever. So now to the, I guess, quote-unquote patch notes and other changes to the game. Diamond Sword did get nerfed a bit. Its swing speed got lowered quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit. It's basically unnoticeable, but it does swing slightly slower. It went from, I think, 0.9 to 1.1. So the Gold Sword is much better in terms of a swinging rate, but Apart from that, didn't get much of a change. I think it also got its knockback nerfed, unfortunately, but yeah, not that really big of a deal. It's still very solid sword. Only other weapon that actually got changed was the Trident. It deals double damage on headshots now, upwards of 60, which isn't enough to one-shot any of the zombies, but it is enough to deal a huge chunk to every single one of them, and almost enough to one-shot the runner, archer, and cannoneer. It also did get a buff to its throwing speed, so you throw it much faster, and it also has this projectile gravity, so it does kind of go where you aim it now. But I did try it. It doesn't feel that much better, honestly. It just feels very annoying to use regardless. Maybe it's just because I have really, really bad aim, but I don't like it that much still. I do think it still does very good damage when you land headshots, don't get me wrong. But if you're actually just using it as a normal melee, it's just a worse iron sword because it just has less swing speed, I think. And apart from the slightly bigger reach, I don't know. I don't think it's that much better if you're just using it as a sword. I mean, it is cool though, so it kind of still is awesome. But if you do have good aim and you have good throws, you can hit heads. I do think it's pretty good, but I'm glad it continues to get buffed. Elytra, crashing now deals a lot more damage. I haven't actually tested this because I don't own it. I'm on level 41, I think, at the recording of this, or 40, but um, yeah, it's probably a lot more in line with how Minecraft is because it does vary quite a bit, but it should be a lot less overpowered when you bump into something and take essentially 0 damage for it. Here are the new prices for zombies. Rusher actually got free. Not sure if you were refunded any ticks for stuff. If you spent these, I kind of doubt it because everything just got more expensive, so it wouldn't make sense to take more ticks from you had you already bought it, but I do think these changes to money are understandable considering these are extremely strong zombies, especially the Gladiator that got a huge price increase of 125. But Gravedigger did get a small bonus. It now digs 0.25 seconds faster, and the Gladiator did get a small nerf, and it swing ragdoll is instead of 1.5, it's down to 1.115. So, do with that what you will. It's not that noticeable for either of them, but they will feel a little less strong, at least the Gladiator. As for Miscellaneous, most achievements give more ticks. I'm not sure if this was retroactive, meaning we all got a bunch more, but hopefully it was. I have no idea. Winning as a human now grants 5 ticks plus cast XP, which is very nice. And MVP reward got doubled from 15 to 30, so that's very great. Feels nice getting MVP now these days. And here's every single fix. I'll just read these in order because why not? Punched holes in the map that made people get stuck underground. I personally have never seen this happen, but I do think it was an issue because people would frequently glitch out on the floor. Patched being able to bypass zombie cooldowns by rejoining. Patched items that could damage players during intermissions. Actually fixed anti-cheat teleporting you down from ladders if you're too close to the top/bottom. Fixed teleport breaking when ragdolled. Randomly not working. Counting fall damage if teleporting midair. Possibly fixed Gladiator sometimes getting stuck at low speed while charging. Fixed players being unable to respawn after falling in the void. Fixed server age actually being how long you've been in the server. Fixed some particle effects showing in first person. Fixed block info setting not working on players who left. Fixed projectiles colliding with character accessories. That's actually insane. I didn't even know that would be a thing, but sure, I'm glad it's fixed. Fixed being able to spontaneously jump while ragdolled. Fixed the shop charging full price if you bought more blocks than the limit. Fixed session saving being able to dupe items. Fixed damage dealt stat not increasing properly. So that's every fix as of right now. There was some new patches, I will put them on screen here. But apart from that, those were just some extra hot fixes for minor bugs. So yeah, apart from that, that was basically the entire update. There was obviously quite a bit of emotes added, but that is the general gist of the update. Overall, for how long it took, I think it's pretty decent. I am a little annoyed though of how long it took, but I do understand that these updates do take quite a while to put out. So as long as we're getting content and it is guaranteed, then I don't think I mind waiting if, you know, we get cool new characters and items and like this. So that's about it for this video, I guess. Like I said, it was a short one. There's not much to do or talk about for this, but hopefully this gets people back to playing the game. I do see its player count has gone back up, thankfully. But hopefully I'll see someone, I'll see more people on. Have fun, and don't die.